Los Angeles is an incredible city. The weather, the beaches, the culture, and the opportunities. But it's also a city that can be a little overwhelming if you're not prepared. What most people don't see are the mistakes that can turn that dream move into a stressful, expensive reality. I've helped lots of people move here from out of state, and the number one thing I hear is, I wish I had known that before I moved. So before you make the big move, let's talk about the 10 most common mistakes people make when moving to Los Angeles and how to avoid them so you can actually enjoy the LA lifestyle you've been dreaming about. Hi, I'm Keena, your Los Angeles Realtor, and my goal is to help you make a confident, stress-free move to one of the most exciting cities in the world. Stay tuned. Mistake number one, thinking all of Los Angeles is the same. One of the biggest mistakes I see is that people think Los Angeles is just one big city where every neighborhood feels the same. But it's really not. LA is basically a collection of smaller cities, each with its own vibe, price point, and lifestyle. For example, living in Santa Monica is completely different from Culver City. Santa Monica gives you that beachy, laid-back lifestyle, but expect higher prices and lots of tourists. Now, Culver City, on the other hand, is great for professionals who want access to studios and tech companies. Before you move here, spend time researching neighborhoods that match your lifestyle, like commute time, walkability, nightlife, schools, even dog parks. Trust me, LA is massive. Choosing the right area can completely change your experience. Mistake number two, underestimating traffic and commute times. Let's be real, LA traffic has a reputation and not a good one. People think it's just a few miles away, but those few miles can turn into a 45-minute drive each way. I always tell my clients, in LA, you don't measure distance in miles, you measure it in minutes. If you're commuting to work in West Hollywood, but living in Long Beach because it's cheaper, you're going to spend hours of your life sitting on the 405. Before choosing where to live, I highly recommend testing your commute. Drive it during rush hour. See how long it really takes. And if possible, live close to where you work or where you plan to spend most of your time. Sitting in LA traffic is so exhausting and just eats away at your time fast. Mistake number three, not budgeting for the true cost of living. This one's big. LA is expensive, but not just in rent or home prices. Groceries, food, gas, parking, even your morning coffee, it all adds up fast. People move here thinking, I'll spend $3,000 a month and be fine. But between utilities, insurance, parking fees, and taxes, you could easily be closer to $4,500 or more. Before you move, make a realistic budget. Factor in your rent or mortgage, plus food, car expenses, healthcare, and entertainment. And if you're buying a home, get pre-approved early on. That way you know your actual buying power and aren't shocked when you realize what $1 million really gets you in LA. Mistake number four, thinking you'll automatically love the LA lifestyle. Everyone pictures LA as beaches, palm trees, and celebrity sightings, but that's not everyday life for most people. The LA lifestyle can be amazing, but it's not for everyone. Some people find it too spread out, too busy, or too expensive. I personally did not like LA at all when I first moved here. It was so much more different than Washington, D.C. area, which is where I'm from. Everything over there is much more closer in proximity, and Los Angeles totally opposite. I also felt really stressed out with the heavy traffic here, but I enjoy LA now after many years of living here. It definitely took lots of time to adjust. So before committing, spend time here first. Rent for a few months or do an extended Airbnb stay. See what daily life feels like. Running errands, commuting, finding your favorite grocery store. You'll quickly find out whether LA feels like home or more like a vacation spot. Mistake number 5, rushing into a lease or purchase. I get it, you're excited to move, but definitely don't rush. I've seen so many buyers and renters sign on the dotted line too fast because they were afraid of missing out. Take the time to understand the neighborhood, visit at different times of day, and check out the local noise, parking, and safety. Ask yourself, do you see yourself living in the neighborhood of your choice? Once you sign a lease or buy a property, you're pretty much tied down. So make sure you're certain prior to making a rash decision and regretting it later. When I first moved to Los Angeles about 9 years ago, I was so lost. I had no idea where to live, so I decided to just rent an Airbnb for several weeks. I definitely didn't want to rush into signing a lease and get stuck in a 12-month contract. During the time I stayed at an Airbnb, I really got to know the neighborhoods in West LA. I'm so grateful I really did my research. So I highly suggest you visit and really get to spend time in different parts of the neighborhoods. You'll thank me later. LA is a large, sprawling city, and it won't take just a weekend to explore. You really need time to understand where you feel comfortable. And if you're buying a property, don't skip inspections or waive contingencies just to win the deal. That shortcut can cost you tens of thousands of dollars later. Mistake number 6, not researching local rules, permits, and hidden fees. Here's a mistake that catches so many people off guard. Not researching local rules, permits, and hidden fees before moving or buying in LA. Los Angeles has tons of unique local regulations, from parking permits and trash pickup days to short-term rental restrictions and even home renovation rules. For example, some neighborhoods require street parking permits for overnight guests. Others have strict rules if you plan to remodel, rent out part of your home, or build an ADU. And let's not forget the hidden costs. Melrose taxes, HOA fees, and special assessments that vary by neighborhood. So before signing a lease or purchasing a property, do some research. Check city websites, talk to neighbors, and make sure you really understand what's required in that specific area. A little preparation up front can save you a ton of stress and money later on. Mistake number 7, forgetting about pet and parking rules. Pet parents, this one's for you. Not every apartment or condo is pet friendly. Some have breed or size restrictions, and others charge extra pet rent or deposits. Same goes for parking. In LA, parking is gold. Many neighborhoods don't have enough street parking, and permits can be a hassle. My tip is to double check the parking situation and pet policy. Trust me, nothing's worse than realizing you have nowhere to park or your dog isn't allowed after you move in. Mistake number 8, expecting instant community. LA is friendly, but it can take time to build a community here. People often move here and feel so isolated at first, especially if they're coming from a smaller town where everyone knows each other. It took me several years to really build my network and community here. I couldn't find my community and make solid friendships and connections here at first. However, I eventually did, but it was a slow process. So I would suggest getting involved. Join a gym, volunteer, attend local meetups, or connect through dog parks and co-working spaces. For me, I really enjoy going to meetup events and taking my dog to the dog park. I've connected with tons of people that way. So do what you really enjoy and you will naturally start making connections and building a community. Once you start engaging with your neighborhood, LA starts to feel like home. Mistake number 9, not planning your job or income beforehand. LA is full of opportunity, entertainment, tech, healthcare, but it's also competitive. One mistake I see often is people moving here without a solid plan for work or income. Unless you have savings or a remote job, try to secure employment before you move. Otherwise, you might burn through your funds faster than expected. If you're relocating for work, ask about the relocation benefits. Some companies will even help with the housing costs. Over the years, I have met a lot of people who moved here from out of town to LA, and they typically find housing in close proximity to their jobs. Planning is a crucial step to the relocation process. Mistake number 10, not planning for the transition period. Moving to LA isn't just about finding a place. It's adjusting to a whole new rhythm of life. Plan for a transition period. Give yourself time to unpack, explore, and find your go-to spots. Coffee shops, groceries, dry cleaning, and parks, to name a few. Trust me, LA is a vastly unique city compared to anywhere else in the States. You definitely need time to adjust in this colossal city. And if you're buying a place, plan for overlapping rent or temporary housing in case your closing gets delayed, which happens more often than you think. So there you have it, the 10 biggest mistakes people make when moving to Los Angeles. Moving here can be life-changing if you plan ahead and make smart decisions. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below what part of LA you're thinking about moving to. I'd love to give you some neighborhood recommendations. And if you're relocating soon and want help finding the right home or area, click on the link in the description to schedule a free relocation consultation with me. We'll talk about your goals, your budget, and I'll help you create a smooth, stress-free plan for a seamless move to Los Angeles. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.